Hey YouTube, we're back today for another mukbang, and today I'm having some homemade refried beans and some gibna or feta with homemade super spicy chili oil and chilies. And in this big pan I've got an enchilada bake, which is not traditional enchiladas and it's using Egyptian spices. But today we've got it reheated and I'm going to eat it for breakfast at 3 o'clock in the afternoon because why not, besties? And we have some traditional coffee. So I will be talking in the mukbang. I don't have a specific topic today, but the first thing I wanted to say was I've really missed the live streams a lot. But the internet here is very different, and I get the internet to my phone, whereas in Australia I got the internet to the house, and obviously it's less expensive than Australia, but the data packs and the phone packs are very, very different, and especially compared to if you get it connected to your house. So I'm still investigating what's the best investment for that. But when I have that sorted out, then I'll do live streams again. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that because that's something that I really, really enjoyed doing previously, guys. And of course, after live streaming and you film a mukbang and there's no live chat, it just feels a bit weird, you know, talking to myself. So don't judge, besties. Bismillah. The best thing about the filfil har gibna or chili cheese is the chilies are super hot, but the oil is hotter. So like you can vary the temperature, not the temperature, but the spiciness of each mouthful. If you want it like hotter than hell, you use the oil. And if you want it, you know, just regular hot or spicy hot, you just put the peppers on there. I'll just cut out a piece of the enchilada bake. So enchilada bake is the same as enchiladas. However, you kind of bake it like a lasagna. So I don't know what the spices are. I asked Whale for traditional Egyptian spices and he brought back 3 packets of spices of different colors. I'm pretty sure one had turmeric in it, but it wasn't just plain turmeric. It was like more of a peppery curry flavor. And then there's the traditional seasoning that seems to go into almost all foods here. I can't remember the name of it, but it makes meat or chicken or fish taste like 1,000,000 times more better, like you've got no idea. And the third spice, I'm not really sure what it was. It had a mildly bitter taste, but somehow it was a little bit sweet as well. So if you're from Egypt or if you're familiar with these spices, let me know because that's new to me. And I guess you're wondering where Whale is. Whale has had his job today. So he's gone to work, and before work we were having visit from family, and there was some shisha smoking and there was a bit of house cleaning, and yeah, it's just kind of like a bit of a slow start to the day. Of course, right now I'm thinking about my daughter, Faith, who's back in Australia. I've been phoning her or messaging her as well almost every day, but I'm trying not to, you know, I'm trying not to be too clingy. Do you know what I mean? Because she is 21 years old. But yeah, she never complains when I phone. She's always really sweet to me. So I feel like I'm very lucky and blessed to have a daughter that's so sweet. And I hope she doesn't mind me saying this, but we had a few conversations, and she was telling me that she's working on her gardening. So she does some indoor gardening in the house and experimentation, and she does some outdoor gardening as well. And she's just getting started with it, and it's becoming something that she really, really enjoys doing. So I actually really like hearing about it, because I also used to like gardening. Before my leg injury, I would be like in the garden almost every day. I like growing, you know, anything from flowers to fruits and veggies. And of course, that's influenced by, you know, mainly growing up on a farm. So it's really kind of special to see my daughter getting excited about gardening and growing things, because sorry, the chili's like super spicy. Because yeah, it's like a chip off the old block, eh? Do you know what I mean? And if you really love an activity and then one of your children also really love that activity, it's kind of like really cool. I was hoping she might buy some aloe vera or lavender soon and grow that. But yeah, I'm not sure. She bought a fern, and what else did she buy? Some flowers. The secondary name is called magic flower, because they're associated with like folklore and magic and stuff, but the flowers are actually a little bit like clustered daisies, and they come like in a rainbow of colors. And yeah, like I thought there were some good things to start to grow.
بفرم الطماطم واخلط البصله ناعمه او كله ناي في ناي كل مع عسل عليك والزيت والسكر والنبي سكت عليك النبي تقومي تاكلي بقى لقمه معايا والله شبعانه يا خالد والقران واكله من ساعه عملت لفتها من شبعان اصل الحلوه بتاعت السكر دي مش في الجوال انا بطلع عليها الوقت طيب اطيب شخصيه في الدنيا. So the other day we walked to my sister-in-law's house, and it was really wonderful. The whole family was there, and she prepared like this massive meal. If you want to see what the meal looks like, just go to my short videos or clips and you can see it. There was this baked or broiled chicken pieces. There was bowls of soup. Now the soup was made out of the meat fat that comes out of the meat, with lemon juice and some kind of spice, which sounds kind of heavy, but it was like drinking water, but the flavor was like palate cleansing, and it was like really homely flavor. I really like it. And what else did she make? I'm going to forget the name now. You know, those stuffed peppers and stuffed zucchinis, that kind of stuff. For the life of me, I just can't remember the name of it. But it was filfil har, filfil barid, zucchini, and they're all stuffed with like rice and meat and spices. And then there was another dish as well, which was actually my favorite. It kind of looked like a macaroni or pasta lasagna. So the bottom layer had like a beef base,
like ground beef and spices, and then it was layers of like penne style pasta with bechamel sauce and more spices. And let me tell you, like the layers of this, everyone calls it bechamel, the whole dish. The layers of this were like smothered in bechamel, so it held together like a lasagna or a ziti, but somehow, even though it was holding together, like every bite was like mouthfuls of bechamel. It was like amazing. So hopefully one day I can get the recipe for that, because I would absolutely love to try to replicate it and show you guys how good it is. So
الشيف يجيبوا بقى حاجة مرمى زي كده، يجي من الحاجات اللي على الليفل يفضلوا يوم ولا أسبوع يروحوا مدينة للبوابة اللي هي مرت اللي هو شغال معاه. الأكل إيه اللي ينزل والحاجات إيه اللي تنزل، كل حاجة حلوة.
the other day I was thinking about making pizza. I haven't done it yet, but I've got to decide what kind of base, like do I want to roll out my own pizza base, or there's these like, you go to the shop and in the freezer section there's like a puffy fluffy thick pizza base you can buy. It's like a rectangular shape, or if I just wanted to use cobs or flatbread as the pizza base. And also I'm just kind of like debating, you know, should it be chicken? Should it be beef? Should I do a fish pizza? Yeah, I just can't decide. So I've just been putting it off, but yeah, I think I'll make pizza soon. Oh my god, my leg is going to sleep because I'm sitting on the floor. I don't often sit on the floor to eat. Usually I'll sit on a chair just because of my leg, but it's kind of impossible with the camera because the tripod is back in Australia. The other night in the evening, Wael and I were out shopping, and there were quite a few phone stores where you can just go in and buy a phone or get a phone, not a phone service, but you can buy accessories and stuff, ring lights, all kind of stuff. And I thought, oh, there's a ring light there, so they'll definitely have a tripod. But the only tripods they had were for cars. And I don't understand how you would use a tripod in a car, but apparently people do here. And then we saw another phone shop, and they said they didn't have any. They said probably just have to go to Cairo for that. So I thought probably easier than going to Cairo and looking around for a tripod would be probably just to order it from Amazon Egypt. Amazon Egypt has a lot of products that are like, you know, pretty useful. So. And of course they've got the spicy samyang noodles on Amazon, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Apparently there's a delivery service that will come to your house. I was told by Wael today, but he didn't tell me what the name of it is. But I remember my online friend Pia Maria. A lot of people know Pia. Hi Pia, if you're watching. Said there's delivery service, and she sent me the link, so I'll have to go back and look at that. That's probably the right one.
كيف تستحديها؟ الصبح هنا ده. ايوه ده. انا ما بستناش ده.
But that coffee is really strong. The spiciness, the strong coffee, my leg going to sleep, it's all happening here, folks.
يا حبيبي وانت وديت الفلفل الاسمر فين؟ اهو يا خالد. الفلفل الاسمر اهو. حطيته في التلاجة؟ ودي بيتحط في التلاجة.
So a few people were commenting that I'll lose weight or starve to death or something, but what you don't realize about Egypt is that it's about eating. Everybody is just always like, eat more. So actually the opposite is true. I've put on weight, I've gained weight, people. You've got no idea. So if you come to Egypt, understand that it's a very kind of foodie kind of culture. And a lot of things are based around food. So prepare to eat if you're coming to Egypt. A woman in my comments, I think yesterday, sorry, I can't remember your name, said that her family is from Egypt, but she's never been to Egypt. So I guess they emigrated to another country before she was born. And she said that she likes watching my channel because she likes to see Egypt because she hasn't been here before and her family are from Egypt. So that was kind of an interesting perspective for me. And I thought, yeah, she should definitely come here and check it out because good stuff, people. Spicy. So I just want to address some comments that have been quite negative on my YouTube channel. So I wasn't going to, but I just kind of feel like it's like an elephant in the room. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I removed the comments because they were extremely offensive. And, you know, I don't get offended too easily, guys. I'm not a Karen. But I feel like a lot of people are saying, oh, what did the person say? Or rada. And I think, you know, just get it out in the open, okay? So the other day, I was filming in a tuk-tuk. Pardon me. Sorry, I got gas. Yeah, so the other evening I was filming, I was riding in a tuk-tuk with Whale, and we were coming home from somewhere. Where were we coming home from? My sister-in-law's house, from the wonderful dinner that she, you know, she was showing us this hospitality, and it was beautiful, and we had a tuk-tuk ride home, and I was filming. So anyway, I uploaded the footage of the tuk-tuk ride back to the house, onto YouTube here, onto my shorts, okay? I've got 2 tuk-tuk videos currently, so it's the one that's at nighttime. And we were going really fast in the tuk-tuk, and, you know, I was holding the camera and a whole bunch of stuff and just trying to film, and, you know, you don't take everything in as you're filming, and certainly even when you watch the film after you've filmed the footage, you don't notice everything, okay? You can watch it and miss some major happenings.
ولما بيزعل من اي حاجه بسيطه بس قلبه نضيف خالص ولا غلط ولا يحب الغلط نهائي. لا هو محترم والله خالص. انت لو عارفه الواد تامر بتهور مش بيهمه حد الا ده. Anyway, طيب خالص رخر بيصعب عليا قوي يعني.
Right at the end of the footage, I thought I'll cut the video because I don't want to actually show people where we live, you know. I want to like cut it off before we get a few streets away from where we live. I don't want to, you know, get weird stalkers like I did in Australia. So I ended the footage and I didn't pay any mind to what was happening in the background in the footage. So some children had a dog in the street, which, if you don't know much about Egypt, there are street dogs and there are street cats, and they are like strays, okay? Anyway, the children had rescued the dog and have made a pet out of it, which is actually quite rare because you're not really supposed to do that. It can be... It's not recommended. So I actually thought it was a good thing. And when people were saying, oh, there's a dog in the footage, I was like, yeah, the kids have rescued the dog, because I knew they had taken the dog in. It was on a lead or a chain. You know, they were feeding it, stuff like this. So I thought it was a good thing. But I didn't notice as I was going past, one of the children had... How do I say this without getting banned by YouTube? One of the children had put their foot into the dog, okay, with some kind of gusto, okay? I didn't notice this, or I certainly would not have posted that footage. Somebody said, how could you not notice? The dog was crying. Dogs and cats in the street cry, okay, because they're stray. So I didn't notice anything different. Then someone said, you know, why didn't I stop that happening? Someone said it was disgusting. People were saying bad things about Egypt. People were saying, oh, that never happens in America and all this kind of shit. Let me tell you, people, I've seen this happen in Australia. I've seen this happen, you know, in other countries on TV. This is not new to any place across the globe. This can happen anywhere, okay? So all the disgusting, racist, rude comments that people were saying, grow up. Like, it's absolutely unacceptable to say these things. As for me taking action to stop something that had already happened, Egypt is not my country. I'm from Australia. I'm not going to approach somebody else's children and reprimand them. Are you kidding me? Like, you're insane. So just, you know, I'm not the Animal Welfare League. I'm not the police. I'm not the government. Like, how dare these people comment on my YouTube and say these disgusting things about me? Like, I'm responsible for somebody else's children. I'm responsible for my children when they were children. I'm not responsible for somebody else's children who I don't know in a foreign country. So anybody with a reasonable mind would understand where I'm coming from. This does not mean that I'm promoting violence. This does not mean that I'm promoting, you know, terrible behavior towards animals. No, it isn't, you know. And yeah, anybody with half a brain would realize that those comments are not only ridiculously disgusting, but the people that were saying it, you know, obviously are a bit stupid. Okay, so anybody who's going to make those kind of rude comments will be banned from my YouTube channel. It's just, it's defamatory, and quite frankly, I'm just sick of it. Yeah. I won't address any other comments that people have made that have been rude, because, you know, whatever, like, people just say stuff, do you know what I mean? But when it comes to animals and children, like, I really love animals and I really love children. So I didn't appreciate those comments. I thought it just made the people saying it seem really uneducated. So grow up or go away. And that's all I have to say about that, guys. You know, people can have their opinions, but if people are going to say rude things about me, you know, unacceptable. Unacceptable. My legs are going to sleep. I'm not sure how I'm going to get up off the floor. Anyway. So yeah. And of course, people saying that, oh, this only happens in Egypt and all this kind of stuff. That's actually not true. That's a gross misrepresentation. And, you know, it's giving racism. So don't come to my channel and say those things. It's not okay. Anyway, so I'll just say what I said before. I really enjoy Egypt. And I highly recommend coming here. And these stupid things that people are pointing out and saying, you know, bad things, it's just not, it's not relatable. It's really not relatable. It's just really, it's just giving bitchiness, really. So, yeah. Look at this chili. They have the best chilies in Egypt. Like, I swear, I've tried every type of chili in Australia. Even the ones that you just can't even like because they're so burny. But let me tell you, the food, the produce, the chilies in Egypt are amazing. They're so good. And the variety and the flavor difference and just, it's like a food discovery for me here, honestly, guys.
مش مهم باقي الخس النهارده يا نعم. لا. عمالي انت الخس ده وقلت المحطة العيش لبكره بفوت عليا. هاتيلي معاكي خس وبس. بنحبه للاكل يا نعم. عارفه هو احنا متجرجين. والله. عارفه الخس ده يخليكي تعملي حمام بالسلق. ايوه ما انا قصدي على كده والله. اما ان شاء الله تروحي بالسلامه كده اهو. تاخدي تجيبي لي معاكي يا رب يخليكي يا رب.
And of course, if anybody would like to give this recipe a go of the enchilada bake or the chili cheese oil drizzle or the homemade refried spicy beans, if anybody would like those recipes, let me know in the comments. If you do, I'll list it. If you don't, I won't bother. Basically, I won't do the work. Yeah. And of course, if you have any recipes that you think I should try, put them in the comments. Or if not the recipe, the name of the dish that you like or that you'd like to see on YouTube. Whether you'd like to see it as an eating mukbang, an ASMR eating mukbang, or just cooking, let me know. Put all the details in the comments. So besties, I'm going to finish my coffee and I'm going to leave it there today because the video is going to be 30 minutes long. And as I said before, my internet is pretty limited. So I hope you all have a good day and I hope you've enjoyed watching the video. And if you have any requests for local outings or anything that you'd like to see posted or discussed, let me know. And in the community tab, I'm going to do a Q&A section. So if you have any questions about Egypt or anything like that, you can post them there today. Okay, catch you later, besties. Bye for now.